It's a 10-episode miniseries broadcast on HBO in the early 2000s, but has been acknowledged as a television masterpiece. If you were to write a list of the 10 best episodes of television of all time, you could easily get away with just listing all 10 episodes of Band of Brothers and calling it a day. In the late 1990s, Steven Spielberg released his film Saving Private Ryan, which was considered one of the finest World War II films ever made. It was certainly the most visceral and realistic portrayal of combat, with its milestone depiction of the Allied D-Day landings to invade Nazi-held France. Previously, the most accurate portrayal of D-Day was in The Sound of Music. Sorry, that should be The Longest Day.
Oh, the evil of it all, trying to down a man before he's even had a chance to fight.
Spielberg was a fan of World War II. Well, not a fan, but he was very interested in that historical period. He'd already made Schindler's List, a film about Nazi atrocities, and prior to that, 1941, which itself was an atrocity. The star of Saving Private Ryan, the typewriter enthusiast Tom Hanks, was also interested in World War II, since that was a period of history that had a lot of typewriters. Together, their involvement encouraged HBO to greenlight a 10-part adaptation of Stephen E. Ambrose's 1992 book, Band of Brothers, which was an account of combat pieced together from interviews with the people who were there. Band of Brothers may be the closest thing to the perfect television series. No matter how many times you've seen it, it never feels old or mired in the conventions of TV writing, even though they're all present. It never feels cliched. There's no episode where Easy Company has to steal gold bullion or parachute into a mountain fortress and ski away, or go on a mission to kill Hitler, though even if they did, it'd still be highly entertaining. And while it has spectacular action scenes, it's always grounded in realism. Band of Brothers is less about the military engagements and more about the bond that formed between the men of E Company, 2nd Battalion of the 506th Parachute Infantry Division of the 101st Airborne. Most people just call them Easy Company. Band of Brothers is an odd phenomenon in that despite being a huge success, so few of the main cast became big stars, apart from Damian Lewis. But more amazing is how many of the guest stars or semi-regulars in minor roles became even bigger stars. Like that ugly, obnoxious and unpopular kid you went to school with who becomes a huge recording star. Screw you, Glenn Miller. Band of Brothers starts off in 1942 with Easy Company training at Camp Toccoa in Georgia under the petty eye of their first commanding officer, Lieutenant Sobel. It's scary to think, but at the time Band of Brothers was made, David Schwimmer was probably the most well-known actor in the entire series. Even nowadays, you'll watch this and when Sobel appears, people will shout, "We were on a break."
There's an ambulance waiting for you at the bottom of the hill. It can all be over right now. No more pain, no more currying. No more Captain Sobel!
Sobel is a mean-spirited and petty martinet, but it's the platoon's hatred of him that bonds them. The real leader of Easy ends up being Lieutenant Dick Winters, played by Damian Lewis. And although his attempt at an American accent is only slightly more successful than mine, for sure, he manages to imbue the character with the qualities of the real Dick Winters.
Let's go! Pour it on him! Let him have it! Come on!
Leadership, inspiration, courage, and modesty.
Next time I say wait for my command, you wait for my command, Sergeant.
His best mate is Lewis Nixon, played by Office Space's Ron Livingston, and he's basically Winter's cynical sounding board, an alcoholic rich kid who doesn't appear in a lot of battles.
Nice. What are you going to do when you get into combat?
Oh, I have every confidence in my scrounging abilities.
But he is quickly promoted to Captain Exposition.
I think we're gonna have to find another way into Germany.
Coming in at the start and end of most episodes to give historical context.
Hitler's dead.
I mean, it's done very well and as inobtrusively as possible, but until the last few episodes, that's basically it for Nixon.
Okay.
Oh, that's my own piss, for Christ's sake!
Now, these guys weren't ordinary grunts, they were paratroopers, an all-volunteer force whose pay was double that of normal infantrymen, since, jumping out of planes isn't entirely risk-free. I mean, it's not as stupid as injecting bleach, but still. So that meant in order to pass paratrooper training, you had to be the best, and not have high levels of Clorox in your urine. Some characters come and go throughout the series, and not everyone's there at the start, and not everyone makes it back home in one piece, or at all.
The only thing holding together Easy Company is the NCOs, Tacoma and man.
There's Bill Gunn, yeah.
Oh, gonorrhea, don't miss nothing.
Tough and gruff Sergeant Joe Toy.
When those 1st Battalion fuckers took a dump in my foxhole!
Think they shit in everyone's foxhole, Joe.
Malarkey, Donald G.
Malarkey. Malarkey's slang for bullshit, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Everyman Donald Malarkey.
Why are they springing these things on us now?
Gregarious athlete Lieutenant Buck Compton.
Are you ticked because they like me? Because I'm spending time to get to know my soldiers?
Smartass and mimic George Luz.
Why spread disease? So keep yours closed.
Weary Sergeant Johnny Martin.
What are you laughing at?
Cigar chomping Sergeant Bull Randleman.
Lieutenant Sobel hates us, sir.
Lieutenant Sobel does not hate Easy Company, Private Random. He just hates you.
Perpetually fed up Frank Baconte.
Do you understand that this is the best part of fucking war I've seen? I got hot chow, hot showers, warm bed. Germany is almost as good as being home.
The Scholar Webster.
They got me. You believe that? You believe I said that?
Doc Rowe from New Orleans.
Bandages, plasma, whatever you can beg, you beg. All right, and give me some goddamn scissors. I can't get any.
Sergeant Carwood Lipton, the man who kept Easy together.
How could anyone really hope to gain the respect of the toughest, most professional, most dedicated sons of bitches in the entire ETO?
Lieutenant Spears, brave and dangerous.
When you talk to an officer, you say sir.
Then watch out for your valuables. There's also Popeye Wynn, Babe Heffron, Shifty Powers, Joe Liebgott, Muck, Pencala, Grant, Tab, Harry Welch, Cobb, Hoobler, Christensen. Holy shit, it's Michael Fassbender. The regiment is eventually sent to England as part of the build-up of Allied troops for the eventual invasion of France in June 1944.
Would that be the enemy?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Sobel and Winters get into a war of wills, a war that Winters wins purely by being modest and proper. When D-Day comes, Easy goes into battle with Winters as their commanding officer. It's scary stuff watching the planes filled with paratroopers exploding, but then holy shit, it's Simon Pegg! D-Day sees the group take out some German artillery and holy shit, it's Moriarty! Episodes tend to be told from one character's perspective, usually one of the regulars, apart from episode 3, Carentan, which looks at a character who's too scared to fight, a character called Blythe, and holy shit, it's Vandervalk. After the initial D-Day stories, the company is about to be sent to Holland, and holy shit, it's James McAvoy. Wow, James McAvoy is in this. Oh wow, I wonder if he's going to be in every show. Oh shit, Magneto wins.
Perfection.
When things really start getting real is when the company gets sent to defend Bastogne. All those people you thought were regulars, well, nah-uh. Sergeant Carwood Lipton ends up being one of the more prominent characters towards the end of the series. And hang on, it's Donnie Wahlberg from New Kids on the Block. He busts the odd move on the battlefield, but there's no singing. The 2 episodes set in Bastogne and Foy are some of the most harrowing, intense television ever, and by the end, we've lost a number of the company to death and injury. No person in their right mind should be able to watch Band of Brothers and think, hey, that looks fun. The company finally have a chance to bust out of the Ardennes when the dangerous and brave Lieutenant Spears takes over as company commander. Oh look, it's Leo Dama. I didn't know he was in this. Anyway, the last few episodes explore the end of the war, from discovering concentration camps and hitting up Hitler's mountain retreat with, hang on, that's Tom Hardy.
300,000 Krauts just surrendered.
One of the other sergeants that keeps the company together is Sergeant Johnny Martin. Oh shit, he directed Rocket Man and parts of Bohemian Rhapsody and, that's enough cameos. Nope, that's Jimmy Fallon, and that's Colin Hanks. Okay. It does make it sound like all the characters are perfect saints, and they're not. They argue amongst each other.
Henry called Sobel a Jew. Liebgott took offense because he's a Jew too.
Fighting over Sobel. That's smart.
But yeah, they're all generally brave and they want to do their job and get home. Except for Cobb. Cobb is a character who lurks in the background and comes along to be either a bully, a coward, a drunk, an idiot, or all of the above. Whenever a scene needs somebody to be a dick, it's gonna be Cobb. He's never around for any heroics. And they even give him the uncool burp gun.
Captain Wires! God damn it, you do not go after! You're the battalion commander, now get back here!
Band of Brothers has a uniformly excellent cast. They're all fine actors, and it's a shame more of them haven't become better known.
You hid in that ditch because you think there's still hope. But Blythe, the only hope you have is to accept the fact that you're already dead. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll be able to function as a soldier's supposed to function.
Over the years, a lot of praise has been lavished on Band of Brothers. The same can't be said for its spiritual successor, 2010's The Pacific, which takes multiple books following various thoroughly unpleasant or obnoxious characters who don't cross paths and try to make it into one story. Pacific has some things going for it. It has half the cast of Johnny Martin's Bohemian Rhapsody in it. It's grimmer, darker, and generally not something to revisit. In fact, I've never felt the urge to rewatch The Pacific, and yet I still go back to Band of Brothers every 2 or 3 years. Band of Brothers is a landmark series with iconic moments that stay with the viewer forever. The source book is also a recommended read, and The Pacific shows that without a good starting point, you are unlikely to catch lightning in a bottle a second time. If you caught The Pacific in a bottle, you'd want to be rushed immediately to the emergency room to have it removed.
Well, it's just not good enough.
I understand, sir.
The 101st had been depicted on screen in other films, where they're often known as the Screaming Eagles, but not here.
Anybody ever heard of a little joint called Lulu's?
Got me.
I'll just ask around.
I still got the itch. Every time I pee, it's murder.
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry, but I just don't have penicillin for your Peru.
What?
Most of the historical stuff is as it happened, but certain characters and events have been omitted or changed significantly from their real-life counterparts. Blythe and Cobb are good examples of that. Also, some fairly significant battles in the Holland campaign have been left out. Imagine a vegan who never tells you that they are vegan. The Bastogne and Foy episodes were known widely as the Battle of the Bulge. A battle which made the 101st legendary is never referred to as such in Band of Brothers.
How do I feel about being rescued by Patton? We didn't need to be fucking rescued by Patton. Got that?
Band of Brothers has a uniformly excellent cast, all fine actors, and it's a shame more of them haven't become better known. The cinematography, the direction, the costume, production design, visual effects, they are all perfect and very rarely draw attention to corners cut or budgetary issues.
What's your name?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't look like an Edward.
Band of Brothers also never outstays its welcome. You will choke up at least one point during the series. Band of Brothers is perfect.
It's a real corker.
Every day people debate the best television series of all time. Some will say The Wire, some will say Mad Men, or Breaking Bad, or The Sopranos, but really there's no debate. If someone suggests any other series, the counter is, well, it's good, but it's no Band of Brothers. The answer is always Band of Brothers. Oh, you think Game of Thrones? Nope, Band of Brothers. Well, what about MASH? Nope, Band of Brothers. How about Star Trek? Nope, Band of Brothers.
I stayed around Hershey, Pennsylvania, finally finding a little farm. A little peaceful corner of the world, where I still live today.
Band of Brothers is that special thing that combines emotion, action, humour, nostalgia, excitement and horror into one package. A television drama like no other that has stood the test of time. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, leave a comment below, or check out some of our other videos.